What does that tell me as a fan watching at home whenever my quarterback is getting took out the game and you're bringing in Taysom Hill and everybody knows a blind man can see that he's going to run the ball up the middle? It's like the best offensive player has been 14. You would think 14 would be DK. No, DK is 4, but he's been playing like 2. Shit. He's been playing like poop. The only thing that was deep and the only thing that Brock Purdy saw tonight was Panthers and blue and black. That's all he saw was blue and black, like he got knocked out, like he was in the boxing ring. Blue and black. If it's broke, don't fix it, Detroit. If it's broke, don't fix it. Don't fix it. It's not broke. Stop trying to fix it. Stop trying to do other stuff. Is it too early to call him trash? Is it too early to call him trash? He's trash. JJ McCarthy's trash. I'm talking about Mahomes couldn't find a receiver. Mahomes couldn't find an open receiver. If you sent him a text and sent him directions and said, hey, Mahomes, open receiver is going to be on Hollywood Brown Street. Welcome to the Fellowretro show, 24-10. We're gonna get it started right off the bat because I got a lot to get off my chest. I got a lot to get off my mind. You know what? I shouldn't let the Saints. I shouldn't let this sorry team, this trash franchise, this poorly ran team ruin my mood and ruin the video for everybody's sake. What's going on? Welcome to the Fellowretro show. I don't even know what episode this is. It'll be in the title. My mind's somewhere else right now because the Saints got me thrown off. The Saints got me thrown off. It's a shame that little kids out here got to be a fan of this team. It's a shame. We continue to support this team that shows us time after time, Sunday after Sunday. They don't give a F about us. They don't give a about winning. They just are poorly ran from the top to the bottom. Let's go ahead and get into this. We lost to a team. We lost to a football team 24-10 today. We caught a pick six. So if you don't know what a pick six is, it's whenever you catch an interception and you run it for a touchdown. So that's an automatic touch, that's an automatic 7 points, counting the extra points. So that's 7 points. We scored 10 points in the whole game. So we only scored 3 points on offense. The pick six was 7, 3 points the whole game. 51 plays in the second half alone. 51 plays. 51 plays ran on offense. 3 points. 4 times we were in the Atlanta 30. 4 times we were inside the 30-yard line of Atlanta driving. 3 points. 75-yard kickoff return to start off the game, getting us into goal and goal situations. Hey, y'all, guess how many points we scored? If you didn't watch that game, because I don't expect you to watch that game if you're not a Saints fan and you're not a Falcons game, what are you watching? You just watching bad football. You watching a terrible football team play an even worse football team. You're watching the Falcons, who are trash, play a team that just are the trash bag. You got the Falcons, who are the trash, but you got to put the trash somewhere. Where does the trash go? In the trash can, in the trash bag. That's what the Saints are. The Falcons did nothing. They did nothing. I'm not talking from a mad fan standpoint. I'm talking from watching the game. They did nothing. They did nothing. This was not supposed to be close. Being in goal-to-goal situations, and we have 2 missed field goals, a snap flying all the way over your head because we keep running these Taysom packages. Bro, it's 2025, about to be 2026. Why are we still running Taysom Hill packages? You draft a quarterback in the 2nd round. You draft him basically in the 1st round because he was a top 40 pick, and you taking him out on 4th downs. What does that say? What does that tell me? What does that tell me as a fan watching at home whenever my quarterback is getting took out the game and you're bringing in Taysom Hill and everybody knows a blind man can see that he's going to run the ball up the middle. And then the one time you want to be smart, the one time you think, okay, let's not run it up the middle on 4th and goal, you do a sprint rollout. Bro, Kellen Moore needs to be drug tested. Uh, Kellen Kellen Moore needs to be drug tested, and I need to see his results. I need to see the results for Kellen Moore's drug test, because the shit that he was pulling tonight, the shit that he was pulling on this lovely Sunday, the Lord's Day, what he was pulling out there to drug test him. I want to see the results. Put it up on the screen. We need to see what this man is on, because he is not seeing the game how we seeing it. He's not on planet Earth. He is. If you are not a Saints fan, you're not gonna understand where I'm coming from. You're not gonna understand where we're coming from. But if you watch these games, the play calls that this man is doing is horrendous, and it's hurting the team, and it's terrible. How you gonna give a kicker a C on his chest, a captain sticker, and he can't even make a field goal? Like, I'm not even, bro. They made the NFL. They athletes. They the top percentage. They're the top percentile. They're athletes. No matter if he's a kicker, no matter if he's a punter, he's an athlete. So whenever he trots his little skinny ass on that field, I'm going to treat him like an athlete. I'm going to treat his 130-pound ass just like I'm going to treat the 250-pound player if they're not playing right. They're going to get treated the same way. They put on that helmet, put on that uniform, get paid. They take our money. They take our money when we pay these high-ass price tickets for a team that only got 2 wins. Shit. You give the kicker a C. He's a captain, but he can't even make kicks. How are we the worst team in the league, and we have the worst kicker in the league? Make that make sense. We got the worst kicker in the league, and you don't cut him. You don't bring in no competition. We got Justin Reed. He can kick. He can kick field goals. He's the emergency kicker. This is emergency. If I ever seen an emergency before, this is it. How you gonna have an emergency kicker? You don't even bring him in on an emergency. We missing kicks. We're missing kicks. We're missing gimmies. It's to the point now, bro. We got 2 wins. Fuck a kick. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him. The only time I want to see him is whenever he's kicking the ball off to the other team whenever we score a touchdown. That's the only time I want to see him. I don't want to see him no more. I don't care if it's 4th or 50. We going for it. We going for it, or we riot. I want Kellen Moore drug tested. I want Groupie C just ripped off his chest. I'm talking about, I need, bro. I saw Raheem Morris getting in his team's face, getting in his players' face whenever they were getting penalties. You got this man missing kicks, and you just let him go. Defense played okay. They played well. I mean, they played solid. They played decent, but how you on the field all day? We ran 51 plays on offense in the second half and mustered up 3 points. That's play calling. That's play calling. That's play calling. That's play calling. That's not the players at that point. At that point, it's not the players. It's not execution. It's what you're putting them in position to do. You know these players better than we know these players. You see them in OTAs. You see them in mini camp. You see them in practice. And you can't find no play. You can't find nothing you can't find nothing that these guys are good at. You bench Rattler to put Shuck in, and we ain't seen Taysom Hill packages at all whenever Rattler was playing, but now you just bringing Taysom Hill packages in. Then Alvin Kamara goes down, and you start handing Taysom Hill the ball, like handing it off to him as if he's a halfback. Do that, because at least with that, hand him the ball. You hike the ball all the way back here, then you got a set, then you doing all these little fake, and you running right up the middle for no gain. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. We done seen it before. We done seen it. It's a gimmick at this point. It's a gimmick. It's not real offense. Like, you got this big brain. You got the, like, bro, like, do you see Chicago's offense? Do you see Chicago's offense? That's how, do you see the Colts offense? They lost today, but do you see their offense? That's what head coaches, the offensive-minded head coaches do. They put people in position. Who thought that Daniel Jones was supposed to be something? Come on now. It was Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson. And Daniel Jones comes out on top, and they're one of the best teams in the league. I'm not saying Shuck is supposed to be like, but put him in position. We're not even getting put in position to play well. I expect us to come out next week. I don't know who we play next week. I don't care who we play next week. I expect for us to come out there and dominate. Because if we go to practice, if we go to film study and we see all of these opportunities and they've been squandered, missed field goal or no missed field goal, 4 to 5 opportunities in the down to down distances, you got to make something happen. You have to. You have to. I don't care. This is on Kellen Moore. This is on Blake Groupie. I can't even say good win to Atlanta. Like, if they beat us well, like if they played good, I would say good win. We beat ourselves. We beat ourselves. We did. We sucked. What a disappointing week of football for a lot of teams. What a disappointing week. What a disappointing week. So many teams just didn't live up to the hype. Teams won. A win is going to go down in the win column. But at least 8 teams this week, they don't look ready. They don't look ready whether they won or whether they lost. But let's start it off right. Let's start it off with the Shador first start, first win versus the Raiders. Never looked like the Raiders had a chance, I'm not gonna lie. 24-10, you may look at it and be like, oh, this was a close game. It was a low-scoring game. Shador looked like a rookie out there. Not gonna get up here and just be like, oh, he got his first win. Franchise quarterback. He looked like a rookie. He had some promising moments. He had a deep ball to Isaiah Bond. I know Isaiah Bond had he had the trouble, so he slid in the draft. If he didn't have that trouble, he would have got drafted a lot earlier than he did. So that is a really, really good pickup for the Browns. I don't know if he got all that resolved. I don't know if he's good now, but a lot of people were high on Bond. They were like, bro, this dude right here, he could take the top off the defense. He's super quick. He's got some wiggle to him. Let him run those deep crossers. Let him run those deep posts. Let him run them streaks. He's fast. He can catch the ball. And he showed us today. He sold Shador on a touchdown. I will say that. He sold Shador on the touchdown. He did catch it like at his side, but come on, bro. You got to finish that. Shador on the run, looking like he ain't gonna make nothing happen. On the run, as soon as he hiked the ball, I'm talking about, all you saw was black and white. You would have thought the refs was after him. All you saw was black and white. The Raiders was on him. As soon as he hiked the ball, if y'all didn't see the play, I'm about to reenact it right now. Here go Bond, catching it on his side, stumbling, fumbling, boom, fall right down to the lane. Could have got in there for the end zone. I know he wanted the touchdown. I know Shador wanted the touchdown, but that was a good play. But then you swing it all over here, and Shador looked like a rookie, thinking he can fit the ball in between 2 defenders. This ain't college no more, bro. Everybody's good. You're not the only person that's good. Travis Hunter's not the only person that's good. He act like this was college and he could fit those fastballs in there to Travis Hunter whenever you got 2 defenders like this converging. This is the NFL, buddy. He learned quick. After that, you see Stefanski did not really put the ball in his hand like that. He threw the ball 20 times tonight and only completed 11 passes. This was really a run first team. It's always been like a run-based team all year. If you've been watching the Browns, it's just Dylan Gabriel has been so bad that it just makes you forget that you just need somebody passable for this team. Like, you need a Flacco. The Ravens defense was so good that all they needed Joe Flacco to do was just take the good field position that the defense was giving you and put some points on the board. That's all they need from Shador. This Browns defense, I've been telling y'all all year, ever since I started this podcast, this defense might be the best defense in the league. I know Houston's defense is up there. Houston might be number 1. I got the Browns probably top 3. Who else is up there? The Rams got a hell of a defense too. I like the Rams. I like the Browns. I like Houston. Question of the day. We got questions of the day now. We got to have some questions. Start converting them into shorts to get the podcast out there. Who has the best defense this year? Take rankings out of it. We're using the eye test. I don't want no stats. I want you and me to watch these games, watch these NFL games, which defenses pop out to you? Who has the best defense this year? I'm going to have to go with Houston. So far, I think Houston has the best defense, and I think it's the Rams, and I think it's the Browns, right behind them. But who do you think has the best defense this year? Let me know. If it's somebody that I'm forgetting, if you want to throw the Seahawks out there, who do you think has the best defense? But back to the game. Yeah, Shedeur threw that pick. It was a bad pick. He thought he could fit it in between two defenders. He couldn't. He ain't got that zip. He ain't got that zip lock on that ball just yet. He ain't got it just yet. All 3 touchdowns in this game came from the running backs. Bro, I'm telling you, Cleveland did a HE double hockey sticks of a job in this draft. Judkins, Sampson, Mason Graham, that linebacker from UCLA, Fannin, got 2 touchdowns from Judkins and a Wildcat, and you got Sampson really doing it all on that pass for Shedeur. Yes, Shedeur had that passing touchdown, but it was a little swing out. It was just, they didn't really expect to get nothing. It was just like, maybe a first down, maybe he could break something. Just a little pitch out. It wasn't nothing crazy. Sampson hit his Jahmyr Gibbs impersonation and ran it up on the boys that got into that end zone. You know who pissed me off? Let's talk about that. Jerry Jeudy. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? If you don't know what I'm talking about, Shedeur hits Jerry Jeudy on a crosser, wide open. I'm talking about it ain't nothing but plain. It ain't nothing but grass. It ain't nothing but acres in front of him. It ain't nothing but a vision of you building a house for you and your family, and you don't got to worry about neighbors. I'm talking about it's just straight grass. It's just straight opportunity. He gets the ball. He's running, and then he just starts playing with his food like he's on Madden or something. Like he slows up. He starts like trying to jump and like not knowing that there's a defender running full speed behind him, ready to club the ball out. That peanut punch is, it's been around since Peanut Tillman himself. So a lot of people have been abducting that punch, and a lot of people have been using it. People don't even tackle no more. They just be trying to punch the ball out. I'm talking about, I don't know what he tried to do. It's 3 Raiders defenders right here. Run out of bounds. Or if you want to keep running, just run full speed and try to juke or spin or something. Like, why are you like galloping like you running through daisies and like you a flower girl at a wedding or something? Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you jumping and jogging? You jump and jog and got the ball punched out. That was points that could have been put up on the board right there. Like, it's stuff like that I don't get. What with NFL players, bro? Like, you on the NFL field, what are you doing? And then now it's told us, yeah, he just didn't see him. It don't matter if he didn't see him or not. What are you doing? What are you doing? On the Raiders side of things, y'all, what's wrong with them? Raiders fans, talk to me. NFL fans, talk to me. What's wrong with the Raiders? Like, what's their issue? Like, is it Geno? I saw him make some passes in here. But then again, I saw some miscommunication, which could have been touchdowns, or I saw Tucker dropping some type of balls. Like, what's up with the Raiders? Is it the O-line? Is it like, man? I mean, they got Crosby. That's the cornerstone on the defense. Not everybody has a cornerstone at edge. I know you need everything else, the linebacker play, the cornerback play. I know you need all of that, but you got Crosby, you got Jinsey, you got Bowers. I mean, maybe that's the problem right there. I'm only naming 3 people on on a whole NFL team, but I'm just watching this team and I just don't know what their issue is. But their issue in this game was 3rd and long. That should be up on the bulletin board. This is what should be on Pete Carroll's bulletin board whenever they do film study. 3rd and long. They lived in 3rd and long all game long. Nothing was 3rd and manageable. Nothing. They had like 2 or 3 3rd and manageables all game, and I think they converted. Other than that, I'm talking about, bro, I'm not playing. It was 3rd and 17. It was 3rd and 15. It was 3rd and 22. It was 3rd and 12. It was 3rd and 10. Like, all of these 3rd and longs on the struggling offense, you ain't gonna make it work. You ain't gonna make it work. Not. Raiders have not been making it work. The Cowboys, what's up, Cowboys? What's up, Cowboys? Y'all beat the Philadelphia Eagles 24-21. Talk to me, Cowboys. How we feeling? Cowboys fans, how are we feeling? Y'all may not make the playoffs, but y'all don't give a about making the playoffs as long as y'all beat them Eagles. I know they still striving to make the playoffs. I know they still want to make the playoffs. They can still win out, but if they don't, y'all beat the Eagles in a comebackable fashion. No team that's supposed to be a Super Bowl contender surprised me, showed up today. The only team that showed up that's a Super Bowl contender is the Rams. Everybody else, whether they won the game or lost the game, nobody looks like they want that championship. Nobody. None of these teams. And the Eagles are right along with them. Eagles jump out to a quick, I'm talking about Lightning McQueen quick 21-0 lead on the Cowboys. And it wasn't like they was just whooping them and they was just like, like, Cowboys, you can't do nothing. Like, the Cowboys were shooting themselves in the foot since they started the game. Roughing the punter. Yo, you rough the punter, you run into his plant leg. Whenever you were about to get the punt, you were getting the punt, the Eagles were punting the ball off to your team. That's a possession right there. No possession, because you run into the punter's leg. Now the Eagles keep the ball. They can keep driving, putting points on the board. You get the ball back, you're driving, Dallas. You're driving. I'm talking about you cruising. You cruising down the field, Turpin, boom, fumble. It don't matter. It don't matter that the ball hit your teammate's leg. It don't matter how the fumble happens. You put the ball on the ground, Eagles ball. You know, it's not like the Eagles were just dominating. The Cowboys were shooting themselves in the foot since they started. They couldn't do nothing with that Philadelphia offense, that passing offense, really. In that first half, I'm talking about Hurts was letting it fly. Hurts was letting it fly. I ain't never see Hurts this loose with the football, just letting it fly all over the field. 100+ passing yards in the first half to get like 140 or something crazy. I'm talking about what he has for a whole game. He had in that first half on the Cowboys. I'm talking about, here you go, AJ Brown. Talk about this on your podcast, on your live stream. Here you go, Devontae Smith. We forgot about you. Here, you can come over here making some nice catches, looking good, making everybody happy in the passing game. I mean, they looked like they was gonna beat Dallas 35-0. It really looked like that. Dak throwing picks that is just like, bro, like, Dak is so good, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's because Dak has CD and he has George Pickens, why he looks so good. And he's always had like an X type of receiver, whether it's Amari Cooper early on. You know what I'm saying? Like, he always had that receiver where it's like, regardless, I could throw it your way no matter what. But then again, he gets other people involved that you may not have heard of, like a Ferguson, like a Turpin. You know, he finds guys and he gets these guys the ball. Turpin had a nice like 30-yard catch. Like, regardless, I think Dak is pretty good. He does make mistakes, and sometimes his mistakes come from just him thinking that he is that good. He just tries stuff. He throws a pick with 2 green shirts, and he could have got it to CD, maybe, but that wasn't a good pick right there. But he calms down. He comes back, scores 7 right before halftime. Now it's 21-7. Going into halftime, and at this point, if you're the Dallas Cowboys, you're not thinking you getting beat. Like, I always say this, you look at the score, and yes, the score is the score, but that doesn't mean that that's how the game is going. You down by 2 touchdowns, but it's not like you just been getting whooped. You've been having the ball, roughing the punter, taking a possession away, fumble, taking a possession away, pick, taking a possession away. You've been moving the ball. This defense for the Eagles have not been scaring you at all, and it showed that in the second half. The Cowboys were down. They were down, but they weren't out. They weren't out. 0 is what they held the Eagles to in that second half. 0 points. Let's clap it up to that Dallas defense. Holding that Eagles offense that has not been good, has not been pretty, has not been looking Super Bowl contender-ish, has not been looking like nothing. That Eagles offense has been looking terrible, and there's no excuse. You got one of the best O-lines in the league. You got a top 3, top 4 back in the league. You got to make something happen. You got to make something happen. Jalen Hurts, a weapon with his legs. You got to make something happen. But that offense, we know that offense stinks. But that doesn't matter because the Dallas defense stinks as well. Or we thought. Somebody must have sprayed some like poopery or something on that defense because we thought it stunk. But that Dallas defense don't stink no more. It didn't stink in that second half. 0. Hold them zeros up. That's how much they held the Eagles to in that second half. 0. What the Eagles did to the Cowboys in that first quarter and in that second quarter, just throwing the ball to the playmakers, just say, hey, make a play. That's what Dallas did in that second half. I mean, Dak said, this is what Dak said. Hey, Jalen, y'all got playmakers over there? We do too. But I think mine are a little bit better. Bah! Pickens. Bah! CD. Bah! I'm talking about passes galore, catches galore, spectacular catch on 100 max rating Madden. And then the Dallas Cowboys came all the way back. A pair of missed field goals on both ends, so you can't say from the Eagles' point of view, oh, it missed a field goal. Dallas missed a field goal as well in the second half. You had opportunities to score right after Dallas scored. You had an opportunity at the end of the game to win it. It was tied. You had an opportunity. And what did the Eagles do? What they've been doing all game. Punt. Dallas, come back. They got the best kicker in the league. If not him, then that kicker from Jacksonville. Getting the field goal range is over with. Y'all scored 0 points in the second half, Philly. 0. But what I do want to talk about before we get up out of here, my MVP, my hustle play of the week. It's a shame that this type of hustle, there were no points put on the board. After this play, there was no points put on the board. Not a field goal, not a nothing. But we got to show this play. We got to run this play right here. Elijah Clark, a rookie. And you could tell he was a rookie by this type of effort right here. This effort right here was MVP effort. This effort right here keeps you on a team at least for the rest of the year, no matter what. This type of effort right here. A gunner. If you don't know what a gunner is, you're playing special teams. Whenever you punt the ball to the other team, your main job is just to run down there and tackle them. You're going to get blocked. You're going to get pushed. You may get tripped. You may get held. But your main goal is just to get down that field no matter what happens to you, and you tackle the other team's kick returner. Once I saw this effort, I was like, Dallas is winning. Dallas is winning because this type of stuff is contagious. When you see somebody playing this type of hard, you want to play harder. You want to play hard as well. Bro got put on his ass. Bro got put down. I'm talking about sit down, son. Give me your lunch money. Sit down. I'm talking about as soon as the play started, bro got pushed. He's getting put on his backside. So you're not thinking nothing of it. You're thinking like, okay, you know, he's just a gunner. He's just getting blocked. Bro got knocked on his ass. Gets up, gets pushed again. Keeping the main thing, keeping his focus. His job is to tackle the kick returner. Keeping his focus. Ran all the way down the field after getting pushed down and pushed all around. Makes the tackle on the kick returner. And he fumbles. And Dallas get the ball. That's the MVP effort right there. That's that MVP effort. Bro, by the way the play started, you wouldn't even have thought that he would have been in the conversation for making the tackle, let alone being the one that forces the fumble. Great game, Dallas. Great game. I mean, if they didn't have those blunders in the first quarter, first half, I don't even think this game would have been close. I'm not gonna lie, man. This team right here, it just frustrates me. They won, but like I said, these contenders, these teams that we think are gonna be making deep playoff pushes, they just don't show up and show out. They don't give us that confidence in picking them and being like, hey, I like Detroit to go far. I like Detroit to make it far. I mean, it's not hard, yo. Detroit beats the Giants 34-27 in a first lead. The first time the Giants even trailed in this game was in overtime. Run the ball, man. Jahmyr Gibbs is your best fucking player. Why? Why do the Detroit Lions make it so hard? Why? Why? We know Amon-Ra St. Brown is y'all's best receiver, but your best player is Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't care if it's in the receiving game or the running game. I know players get tired. I know things become a gimmick if you keep giving the person the ball over and over again. I know the Titans with Derrick Henry, but they made the playoffs. They made the playoffs with a gimmick, giving the ball to Derrick Henry, giving the ball to Derrick Henry. Tannehill, you remember that name, Ryan Tannehill, based off Derrick Henry alone. I'm not saying the stature of Gibbs is Henry-like, but damn well he's dominant like him. He's dominant like a Derrick Henry, where to the point where if you just give this man the ball, he's going to make something happen. There's no reason. I know Detroit won. We should be celebrating Detroit. We should be talking about Jameis because Jameis had a game. Jameis had a game. Detroit fan or not, you had to just been laughing and just feeling happy for Jameis, the type of game that he had. But we're going to stay on Detroit because I'm not going to talk about Detroit long because it's the same thing every week. It's the same thing every week. You're in these close games with these terrible teams because you refuse to give... Bro, you refuse to give Gibbs the ball, bro. Jared Goff played all right. It's not on him. His one pick wasn't even his fault. It's because Amon-Ra St. Brown puts his hands up. The ball hits his hands, falls into the defender's hands. I mean, it was a tip pass from his own receiver. So Jared Goff played all right. He played decent. He's good. I like Jared Goff. He's a good quarterback. He can win you some games. He can give you some deep playoff pushes, but it took one play. One play. Give the ball to your best player. One play. He ends it. One play. One play. That's all. Just give the ball to your best playmaker. Your best player. Detroit, they should be scoring on every possession. I'm not saying a touchdown, but they should score on every single possession. There's no excuse. Detroit just make it so hard, bro. You watch this team and you're like, y'all are too good. Y'all always play down to your competition, and it's starting to just piss me off, really. Really. It's starting to make me mad. Jahmyr Gibbs is him. Give this man the ball. Bro should be getting 23, 25 touches a game, whether that's in the running game or the passing game combined. If it's broke, don't fix it, Detroit. If it's broke, don't fix it. Don't fix it. It's not broke. Stop trying to fix it. Stop trying to do other stuff. I don't know if it's because Ben Johnson's not the coordinator no more, the offensive coordinator no more, so it's different type of wrinkles and different type of things that y'all are trying to implicate. I know since Amon-Ra had a terrible game last week in Philly where he got shut up, locked up, and shut down, that y'all wanted to incorporate him in the game. Y'all got him involved early, got him a touchdown, got him feeling good. But these games shouldn't be close, bro. They should not be close. On the Giants side of things, I told y'all last week what Jameis gonna do. This is the difference between him and Russ. I'm gonna say it again. With Jameis Winston, you're going to live it up when you're playing. You're going to be having so much fun. You're going to be drinking. You're going to be celebrating with your family. You're going to be eating. You're going to be laughing. You're going to be dancing. You're going to be like, whoa, hey, what the heck? But at the end of the day, he's going to throw a pick. And at the end of the day, you might lose in heartbreaking fashion. That's just who Jameis is at this point in his career, y'all. He's going to come in. He's going to give you moments. He's going to give you wild moments. He's always going to throw a pick. It's just always going to be a moment in the game where you need to convert and you just don't. That's what it is. It's sad to say because he's just a good human being. He's just a good person, Christian at that. He's a great guy. I like Jameis. I want him to come back to NOLA. I want him to come back to New Orleans. Be over here with Shuck. Have some good moments. But when it comes to winning football games, he just ain't going to do it like that no more. He had a great play where he caught a pass. I'm told he caught a pass. Put the defender on his heels and got in the end zone and was dancing. I mean, I was happy. I wanted the Giants to win, but Detroit is the better team. They are the better team. The Rams beat the shuck out of the Bucks. Woo! NFC South is down bad right now. It's down bad right now because we got the Panthers playing the 49ers on Monday Night Football. Bro, NFC South is down bad. You had the Saints and you had the Falcons put on one of the most terrible performances I've seen this Sunday. And you got the champs of the NFC South. You got the Bucks. They the best in the division, and they just played a real contender and they got turned into tenders. I'm talking about they got put in the batter. They got flipped and flipped and flipped and fried. They didn't get put in the oven. They got deep fried. Them Bucks got deep fried all night. They didn't have a chance since it started. Matt Stafford was dialed in like a house phone. I'm talking about Devontae Puka Whittington, tight end over here. I mean, he was doing whatever, and he was doing whatever. No looks. Matt Stafford was looking MVP-ish. He was looking MVP-ish tonight. I don't know who's better. I don't know if the Rams offense is better, or I don't know if the Rams defense is better, because they were snatching the Bucks up, like taking their chains, snatching balls out of receivers' hands, running them back for touchdowns. They just left a magnificent performance they did on Seattle, where they had who knows how many takeaways they had. They brought their energy right again this Sunday against the Bucks. I mean, what is there to talk about? If you watch this game, you got a real contender versus a chicken tender. You know what I'm saying? You got a contender that's looking like a contender, and you got a contender that's only a contender by default because they're in a bad division. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not hate. Look at my team. What do I gotta hate for? What do I gotta hate for? I just tell the truth. Whenever you in a bad division, somebody gotta make the playoffs. Somebody gotta make it. Bucks only scored 7 points. And hopefully Baker's okay. If you didn't watch this game, Baker threw a strike. I'm talking about Baker threw a dot. Not a dot, because a dot's more of just like you throwing the receiver open and like, boom, like that's a dime. He threw a strike in there to Tez Johnson for a touchdown. And then you could see like he was kind of like, grimacing, showing some like concern to his shoulder. It wasn't his throwing shoulder, so you weren't thinking too much of it. You were thinking like maybe it's just uncomfortable, maybe his shoulder pads are on a little too tight. But he threw a strike and he was kind of like grimacing, so you had that in the back of your mind. You didn't know what it was, you didn't know what was going on and what was going to come of it. You're just like, okay, something's wrong with Baker's shoulder, keep an eye on that. And then it's the end of the half. Now, I don't know who I put this on. I don't know if I put this on Baker. I don't know if we put this on Baker Mayfield, or I don't know if we put this on the offensive coordinator. But if bro is just grimacing, holding his shoulder, looking like he's in some type of discomfort, some type of pain, it's 5 seconds to go. It's not even like you at the 50-yard line. Like you well. I'm talking about you gotta have a Josh Allen arm mixed with a sprinkle of Mahomes and then just a tiny bit of Joe Flacco type of arm to be able to make this type of monster throw he thought he was finna make. On top of grimacing, so we know something's wrong with his shoulder, his non-throwing shoulder. He winds up like he's about to throw one of the meanest fastballs you've ever seen in your life, 120 miles per hour. That's how much he winds up to throw this Hail Mary. Chucks the SHIT out of the ball, and the next thing you know, I'm talking about, it didn't even get close. It didn't even get close. It was thinking to the 30-yard line or the 20-yard line. It wasn't even close to the end zone. And all you see is this. I'm talking about all you see is Baker Mayfield just on the ground on one knee. If you hit one knee, it's bad. He hit one knee, head down. I wasn't a fan of that. I wasn't. Rival or not, that was dumb. I wasn't a fan of that. Baker Mayfield probably done threw his shoulder out for a couple weeks off of for what? For guts and glory, to show that you tough. Now look, you tough on the bench. A lot of these games, now that I'm talking about it in my head, I'm thinking like somebody's gonna label me a hater. Somebody's gonna be labeling me a hater if you like these teams, because man, these teams just didn't show up this week. Nobody showed up. Nobody. I'm talking about the Patriots. I'm talking about whoever you like. Nobody showed up. Besides the Rams, who showed up this week? You can't really say Seattle because it was JSN or bust. Who showed up in week 12? What team showed up and reached your expectations? If not reached them, surpassed your expectations this week in week 12. Filled with a lot of losses, a lot of bad football. But who did you like? What team or what player impressed you this week? A player that I keep giving the benefit of the doubt game after game after game. I keep giving bro the benefit of the doubt because he's a youngin. And I'm young. I root for the youngins. The old heads, they don't like passing the torch. The old heads act like since the youngins acting wild. Who you think they get it from? They get it from the old heads. We gotta get it from somebody. Bro, I'm young. I root for the young players, bro. I want to see the young people succeed. But this dude, JJ McCarthy, bro. This dude right here, man. Is it too early to call him trash? Is it too early to call him trash? He's trash. JJ McCarthy's trash. And when I talk about JJ, I'm talking about him right now in the moment. 2 years, 1 year, 3 years, he could be great. But right now he is trash, bro. Right now, this dude does not look like an NFL quarterback. He just don't look ready. And I know that's crazy because he was in the NFL for a whole year. He was injured, but he was in the meetings. He was around the facility. He had to have learned something, picked up something. No, it didn't look like he picked up nothing. It didn't look like he picked up a book. It didn't look like he was looking, bro. It didn't look like he was, bro. I'm not saying that offense is everything. I'm not saying that offensive weapons are everything. You have Justin Jefferson, a top 3 wide receiver in the league. Not a top 3 wide receiver on your team, a top 3 wide receiver in the National Football League. The best of the best, where the best football players in the world play football. You have a top 3 wide receiver. You have TJ Hawkinson. Whenever he was with Detroit, and whenever he transitioned over to Minnesota, a lot of Detroit fans were mad, and a lot of football fans were mad in general because they were like, bro, this dude, he has been going under the radar in Detroit because he's been so freaking good. Before there was Laporta, before anybody knew about a Laporta, whenever he was in college still studying and still taking exams, it was TJ Hawkinson, and that's who people were talking about. He comes over to Minnesota, people like, damn, you a traitor, bro. He about to go crazy. Got Aaron Jones. He might be a little bit older, but bro, he's a good dual threat. He could catch the ball and he could still run it really hard. You got Jordan Addison, a good wide receiver too. What else you need, JJ? You want to come play for the Saints? You want to come see what this receiving core looks like? You want to see what this running back core looks like? You want to see what this play calling looks like? You want to see what this defense looks like? Because that Viking defense is giving you chance after chance after chance after chance, after you done cheated, after you done messed up, after you done wrecked the whip, after you done did whatever you needed to do. It's giving you chance and chance and chance and chance, and you keep messing up. Play with a defense like the Saints. Play with that type of defense and see how these games get, these blowouts start looking worse and worse and worse. The reason why these blowouts and why these losses don't look so bad for the Vikings is because that Vikings defense is good. That Viking defense, every time I watch the Vikings, I'm like, JJ McCarthy is trash, but that defense can play. I'm talking about 3rd down stops, 4th down stops. They just know how to play football. But whenever you're on the field so much, you're going to give up something. You're going to give up something. Green Bay, another team, did not impress me. They didn't do anything where I was like, Green Bay. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't do anything where I was like, Green Bay. Y'all, I'm writing y'all down. Y'all on my list. I'm thinking about y'all. Thinking about y'all as contenders. No. Jordan Love has some good passes in there. I mean, they got Emmanuel Wilson the ball, but it seemed like they were playing so conservative because they knew Vikings offense was terrible, so they weren't really trying to like take the top off the defense in the second half. They weren't trying nothing. It was just run. Oh, we got to kick a field goal now? Okay. Little dump off, run. Oh, we got to kick a field goal or we get close enough to a touchdown? Okay. Like, there was no urgency for Green Bay. It didn't seem like they cared about this game, even though it was a division game. Because whenever you're going against JJ McCarthy, after the first couple series, you realize this man is getting whammed. This man is getting dragged. He's getting slammed. He's throwing picks. He's just looking terrible. And then you got the punt returner. You're already on a bad team, a bad offensive team. Your offense is struggling. How do you let the punt hit you in the back of the leg? How do you let the ball hit you in the back of the leg? I understand that you're trying to block the Green Bay Packers because you don't want them to down it at the 1. You want to help the offense out, but you got to be aware. There's no reason for the ball to bounce behind you and somehow it hits the back of your leg and now Green Bay gets the ball and gets a free touchdown. I mean, what can I say? Green Bay, what did I like from Green Bay? Michael Parsons looked good in the second half. They've been trying to run the ball. At least it's working now. At least them running the ball is efficient. For the Vikings, it's the defense, but I'm trying to find something on offense, but JJ just makes it so hard for that offense, y'all. He just makes it so hard. I want to come in here and talk up Green Bay, but if you watch this game, you didn't see anything from Green Bay where you were like, this is what I liked. You just saw a whole bunch of what you don't like from Minnesota. JJ McCarthy was 5 for 8. 5 for 8 with 1 minute left to go in the first half, and they only had 3 points. If you don't know what 5 for 8 means, that means you completed 5 passes out of 8 throws the whole first half. Like, if that don't tell you something, then I don't know what does, man. This dude, I want to root for him, but it's hard. Chicago beat Pittsburgh 31-28. 2 teams that I'm not sold on. I've been talking about this all day long. Contenders that I'm not sold on, but I can't keep coming up here and not giving Chicago their flowers just because they keep winning close games or they keep being in close games, whether they need to be in close games or whether they don't need to be in close games. I mean, Caleb Williams gave Pittsburgh a touchdown that they didn't need, that they didn't deserve. But hey, shout out to TJ Watt, shout out to that defense. That's what they do. Good defense, score points. Good defense, turn the ball over. These games keep becoming close, but who am I to come up here and say, I'm not proud of Chicago, or I can't give Chicago the flowers because they keep winning close games and not blowing people out? I mean, sometimes games are going to be close. Sometimes games are going to come down to a field goal. I mean, you would like to win in convincing fashion, but a win is a win. Shout out to Chicago, man. I mean, I like their receiving core. I like what they do on offense. I like Manungai. That was a great pickup in the draft. When I saw him, because, hey, as a Saints fan, I'm looking at running backs. I'm looking at receivers. I'm looking at O-line. I'm looking at DBs. I'm looking at linebackers. I'm looking at I'm looking at I'm looking at edge. So every time the draft comes, I'm always scouting players. And I knew Manungai wasn't going to be a burner, but he was one of those guys that was going to be like for a Saints fan, a Mark Ingram, somebody that was going to get those short yards, but could bust one loose. But for the most part in college, he was just running people over and just being a hard tackle. I liked him. I didn't expect us to draft him, but when I saw Chicago draft him, I was like, oh my goodness, Swift and Manungai? A lot of people going to be up on Manungai. A lot of people, because I'm up on all the rookies. I really am. I'm everybody. Burton. I wanted Burton. I need a receiver. The way that they're putting him in the offense, the way that they're getting him involved, he was the man at Mizzou. He was the man. He was the offense. You see Mizzou now, they can't put no points up on the board because nobody can catch the ball. They don't got no quarterback. They just run the ball. But whenever he was at Mizzou, he was the offense. And you bring him into an offense with Ben Johnson, with Chicago, when you have a Doomsday, another guy that I wanted us to draft, Washington. I know the receivers. I know the backs. Loveland. Great tight end, great receiving tight end. That's another person we need as a tight end. DJ Moore, Mr. Do-It-All, but he's been doing better in the receiving game. A lot of people like to compare him to Deebo Samuel, but he's better than Deebo Samuel because he could actually run routes. Caleb Williams spread the wealth tonight. Everybody got good catches. Everybody got involved. I like the wrinkles that I saw with Burton with the screen play. Just getting him in open space. That was a nice, great way to just scheme up and make your players look good. Put your players in position. Doomsday didn't have any touchdowns. He didn't have a big day, but he always converted on third down. When you saw him, it was a 3rd and long. Boom, a Doomsday, first down. Can they really ask for more from Chicago? I mean, the defense side of things, they're going to get picks, but then again, they're going to have their moments where they just get scored on. Like, this defense isn't really good. It isn't good. I mean, you had the Cincinnati Bengals put up almost 40 on y'all. So I'm not sold on the defense, but I'm not going to sit up here and just keep on talking about Chicago just like, oh, I'm not surprised or I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed, but even whenever you're not impressed with a team, you can still give people their flowers. Like, Chicago, y'all are winning 8-3. I would like to be 8-3. I don't care how it come. I don't care if it's 1 point wins. And on the Steelers side of things, they the most fakest The Steelers are the fakest division leaders I've ever seen. They're the fakest division leaders, bro. When Kenneth Gainwell is your best player, no slight to Gainwell. Gainwell has been around, but he's never been the best player on the offense. He's y'all's best offensive player week in and week out. You would think it would be Warren's, like the best offensive player has been 14. You would think 14 would be DK. No, DK is 4, but he's been playing like 2. Shit. He's been playing like poop. 5 catches, 22 yards. That's what I expect from DK. That's what I expect from him. It's been week after week after week after week of, oh, got to get him involved. Oh, DK, you got DK. Throw it up to him. Bro can only run 2 routes. Slant, go. Slant, go. Not a sluggo. He only can run a slant, a drag, or a go. That's it. And whenever you got Rudolph as your quarterback, and then you got Aaron Rodgers, who it's never his fault, Rodgers, you ain't gonna have the best of the years. You might have 1 or 2 games where you dominate, but I don't know what to expect from Pittsburgh. DK Metcalf is not looking good at all. I mean, he plays these games. He plays them. He plays from the beginning to the end, and he ends up with stats that look like a wide receiver 4. His number are his stats. He looks like a wide receiver 4. 5 catches, 22 yards. Come on. Pittsburgh, y'all in shambles. Y'all got the Ravens over here winning. Y'all about to miss the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers finna retire. I don't know what y'all finna do for QB. A game that was supposed to be a blockbuster, but just ended up being just a buster, being a bust. Just being a bust for football fans that if you're not a fan of the Colts and you're not a fan of the Chiefs, you just wanted to see a good game. It didn't end up like that at all. Chiefs ended up winning by 3 in overtime. I'm expecting one of these teams to just show me something. Show me that you're really a contender in the AFC, but if you didn't watch this game, you didn't miss nothing. All you missed was, bro, these coaches and these big brains. So you always hear about them just being so smart and, oh man, how did you draw that play up? And man, that was such a great play. The big brains for Indiana in that second half on offense, that somebody need to be studied. There need to be a Spygate on that. There need to be a Spygate. There need to be somebody with some binoculars on the second row of the bleachers spying on whoever was calling those play calls for the Indiana Colts, the Indianapolis Colts, the Indiana Pacers. It don't matter who in Indiana was calling those plays for the Colts in the second half, but they need to be Spygated. They need to be spied on. They need to be convicted for the crime that they put on that field. They need to be, Jonathan Taylor. You have Jonathan Taylor. Why? Why are y'all trying to convince us? All the play calls in the second half were just trying to convince us that Daniel Jones is him. And I'm not saying that he's not him, but we know who Daniel Jones has been. You could blame it on the Giants, but he's been in situations. He's been in games where he could have ended it. He's been in games where he could have showed us something. All year he's been showing us he's been pretty good, but it starts with Taylor. How many attempts did he get in the second half? How many? Like, why are we throwing the ball so much? Why are we trying to show us? Like, what are we doing? Kansas City gave y'all the game. I'm talking about Mahomes couldn't find a receiver. Mahomes couldn't find an open receiver if you sent him a text and sent him directions and said, hey, Mahomes, open receiver is going to be on Hollywood Brown Street. He couldn't find an open receiver for nothing. You look at those 350 yards from Mahomes and you think, oh, man, Mahomes are just slicing and dicing. No. And we're going to speak about Kansas City side of the ball, but no. He wasn't slicing and dicing. He was just micing. He was missing everybody all game. It was just missing people until like 5 minutes left into that fourth quarter in that OT. That's the only time he started hooking up with Rice. Bro, only person for Kansas City Hey, I'm off the Colts. I'm off the Colts, man. I thought they were my Super Bowl favorites, but that right there showed me, unless from now on they just start really riding Taylor more and more and more, and then just letting Daniel Jones do his thing, I'm off the Colts. I'm off, because that showed me when it comes to the playoffs, they're gonna try to show us that Daniel Jones is him, and they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose. They had multiple opportunities. I'm talking about the ball was punted. I don't know how many times the ball was punted to the Colts in that second half, because the Chiefs couldn't do nothing until the end of that fourth. They couldn't. I'm talking about they couldn't do nothing. They couldn't do anything. Mahomes was missing everybody. And the fact that this game went into overtime and you lost by 3, that just shows you. That just shows you y'all fake. Y'all fake. They fake. That Colts team pissed me off. For the Chiefs, the only person that impressed me, we know who Mahomes is. Rice did a good job. I want to, tip my cap, give a shout out to Rashee Rice, but Kareem Hunt, 100 yards. How many carries he had? Like 30 carries. How did he have almost double the carries than Jonathan Taylor? That just shows you play calling. Play calling. Nobody would ever take Kareem Hunt over JT, but A&D over there is saying, hey, we gonna run it. Hey, Mahomes can't see nothing. We gonna run it. We gonna run it. We gonna run it. Run the ball, Kareem Hunt. Run the ball. Run the ball. And over here on the Colts, throw the ball. Throw the ball. Throw the ball. Jonathan Taylor, you're still on the team, right? Run the ball. Throw the ball. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible for the Colts, man. Shout out to the Chiefs, though, man. They're gonna make the playoffs, and they're gonna ruin somebody's day. I don't know who they're gonna play, but they're gonna beat them in the playoffs. They're gonna beat them. It's going to be a team that had a good year, too. It might be the Colts. It's going to be a team that had a good year. They're going to play them. They're going to whoop them. They're going to beat them. And then everybody going to be like, oh, man, the Chiefs. Bro, shout out to the Chiefs. But the Colts, they really left a sour taste in my mouth. Thursday night football. We always wrap it up with Thursday night football because that was Thursday. It's Monday. It's Sunday now. Come on now. Like, Thursday, we already saw the game by now. The freaking Houston Texans came into Buffalo and ripped them up. And they took the Buffalo to Wild Wings and they ate some wings on their ass. Shout out to Houston. Bro, Houston, what's up? They about to pass the Jags. Because I keep seeing the Jags winning, but they ain't good. They ain't good. Houston gonna make the playoffs, y'all. I'm calling it now. Houston gonna make the playoffs. I'm sorry, Jacksonville. Unless y'all turn up and y'all show me something, Houston might make the playoffs over y'all. My hot take is that Houston is gonna pass Jacksonville. I think that Houston's going to pass Jacksonville. I think so. That defense is too good. I don't see them losing no more. I just don't. The way they play Buffalo like that and they just tore up and dismantled Josh Allen and them boys. And from the Bills' point of view, I just don't understand. It's just like with the Colts. We know Josh Allen is really, really good, but who had the game on lock? It was Cook. And you just keep taking the ball out of his hands, especially on third and shorts and second and longs. Like, Cook is known for give Cook the ball on a 2nd and 7. He'll probably give you 7 or more. Like, what are you doing? Throwing picks. Taking hella long sacks. I'm talking about -16, -17 sacks. I don't know. I don't know what's up with some of these teams, man. They try to be so smart and they try to show us something, but they ain't showing us nothing. The only thing that y'all showing us is that y'all pride too big. Shout out to Houston. Bills, get it together. Because if y'all play the Chiefs in the playoffs, I got the Chiefs. And I said it. The Ravens ain't it. The Ravens ain't it. Lamar Jackson looked terrible to Lamar Jackson standards. Not the Saints standards. Hey, Lamar, come over here. You'll look great. You'll look great in the black and gold. You'll look great. You'll look great. Back to the Ravens. Lamar Jackson didn't look good. He didn't look good from the first snap to the last snap. I'm talking about holding the ball way too long. Now, I don't know if that's a testament to the receivers not getting open, him not trusting what he sees downfield. But if you watch that game, the Ravens only scored 3 points in the first half. And what is this, like 3-4 games in a row where they just can't do nothing in the first half? No matter who they play, they could be playing Miami. They're playing teams that are not good. and they can't make them pay. They just can't make them pay. Just too many slow, bad starts. How can you get behind this team? Like, not as a Ravens fan, like just from as a spectator. How can you look at the Ravens and be like, hey, that's my Super Bowl favorite? What do they do well? Their defense isn't good. Their offense isn't good. I mean, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry looks good on paper, but for some reason it don't work in real life. Like, it don't work. It just, I don't know. On the Jets side of things, I think whoever they draft as a quarterback this year, whether it's Ty Simpson or come on. Why am I drawing a blank? Ty Simpson or Fernando Mendoza. Whoever they draft, one of those top 2 quarterbacks, bro, they're gonna have a blast. They're gonna have a ball. Adonai Mitchell and John Mechie. Come on now, that's not bad. That's not bad. I don't know if they're gonna retain Breece Hall or not, but John Mechie was a boss. He was a baller at Bama. His whole thing was he couldn't stay healthy. He gets drafted to Houston, bro. They got dogs over there. It was gonna be hard for him to stay on that team with being injury riddled. I mean, you got Collins, you got Schultz, they just drafted the 2 wide receivers from Iowa State. They got some other guys over there that are pretty good. So with him going to the Jets, speaking on the Jets side of things now, I think Adonai Mitchell from the Colts and John Mechie are going to be 2 great pieces for whoever they draft as a quarterback. But this game right here, if you didn't watch it, it was really a hard watch. It was a hard watch. You had Tyrod Taylor out there trying to make stuff happen. I mean, nothing against Tyrod, but man, he's truly a backup. I mean, that's how you know Justin Fields was that bad. He's truly a backup. And for the Ravens, their just offense stinks. Like, it just smells like it's like wet dog. Another team that they got the win, but they didn't impress me. I know you're not going to beat every team you play, but this one right here is one of those games where it's like you're going against one of the worst defenses, if not the worst defense in the league in Cincinnati, New England, and it's a 6-point game. And it came down to this play right here, which could have been a pass interference depending on what ref you had. Some refs would have let that play. Some refs would have called it. And I'm not saying that the Cincinnati Bengals would have scored off of that because it was under 20 seconds or something like that. But rocky start for New England, down 10-0 early. Pick 6 for Drake May. Didn't look good. Didn't look New England-y, if that was a word. If that is a word. Didn't look like how New England has been looking all year. It started off sluggish. Started off just not wanting to be there. Meanwhile, Cincinnati was on it. I mean, I just talked about their defense being bad, but bro, this defense balled out. Like, to Cincinnati standards. If you didn't watch this game, Cincinnati's defense played very, very well. Played above average to their standards today. They got to stop on 3rd and 4th and goal. It was the same possession, but they went 4th and 3rd and goal, stopped. 4th and goal, stuffed. I'm talking about turkey stuffed. But they still are the Bengals. Their defense still is the Bengals. Like, it was a bunch of people running wide open. I'm talking about Hunter Henry wide open, blown assignments, blown coverages. And the Patriots ended up coming back and winning. Joe Flacco threw a pick 6 his damn self. So the Bengals did end up bangling. But if you are a Bengals fan, there were some bright spots. Chase Brown, bright spot. Every time I watch the Bengals, everybody's so worried about the receivers. But Chase Brown he's been cooking up a pretty good year. I mean, he's not the most flashy. He's not going to pop off your screen. But once you look at the stats later on, you'll be like, Chase Brown did have a good game. He had another over 100 yards from scrimmage game. But every time I watch the Patriots, I'm talking about every time I watch the Patriots, the same thing goes through my head. The way that Drake May trusts his tight ends is just crazy. And it just makes me think, like, if you just get a quarterback 2 good tight ends or just a good tight end, that would just make his life so much easier. Not only does he have good running back play, but he has 2 reliable tight ends. You forget that Stephon Diggs is on the team. I'd be forgetting he's on the team and said they need a 3rd down conversion. I'm thinking like, okay, there's Diggs. Imagine Stephon Diggs being on your team and you don't even involve him in the offense all the time and you still are out here winning games. Drake May just really makes me appreciate tight ends way more. I already appreciate them, but every time I watch the Patriots specifically and see how he slices and dices the defense, he is a long ball, a deep ball thrower. Don't get me wrong, Keyshawn Booty, Douglas, he will hit you with the deep ball, but the way that he just works that intermediate with those tight ends and just gets into the end zone and just gets into goal to goal distances with it. I mean, what can you say? Patriots undefeated still on the road. It was ugly. It wasn't pretty. But a win is a win. What's up with Jacksonville? Like, what's up with Jacksonville? Like, what are we watching? Like, is this team good or is it not? Is Trevor Lawrence good or is he not? Like, what's up? What's up? No R-Truth. What's up? What's up? If you know, you know. But y'all just act like the Texans are in your division. Y'all just act like this team will not creep up and jump your ass for that wild card spot. That's not the only team that's creeping. You got KC creeping. Like, Jacksonville playing with their food, bro. They playing with their food, and I don't like it. I don't like it. It's teams, they got the win, but it's teams out here that you should just be beating. The Cardinals are not a threat. They are not a threat. Like, come on. 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Trevor Lawrence, 3 interceptions. This game went into OT and it didn't have to. 3 interceptions? Like, are we serious? Look at Exhibit A. Look at Exhibit B. Look at Exhibit C. And what do you see? The first one, okay. The fact that it fell into Big Boy's hands like that, that's just props to the defender. Really props to the defender on all of these because you got to make the play, you got to catch it. But 3 INTs. Teams have not been putting me on notice. Teams have not been putting their fan base on notice. Teams have been getting wins. Chicago, another team, getting wins. But are y'all making yourselves like championship contenders? Or are we just okay with making the playoffs? Like, what are we doing here? Trevor Lawrence is in his what year? Is the playoffs all we going for? Or are we trying to reach the Super Bowl? Like, what are we doing here? Fresh off Monday Night Football, I'm definitely going to start sprinkling in these Monday Night Footballs with the whole week of the NFL reactions because Monday Night Football is still week 12. This one right here was terrible. Both of these teams' quarterbacks are terrible. Bryce Young had 2 interceptions his damn self. He had a good pitch and catch to T-Mac into the end zone for a touchdown, but other than that, he was terrible. The coaching staff for Carolina was terrible on the offensive end. The play calling was terrible. It was just a terrible called game. If you didn't watch this game, I'm gonna break it down to you in less than 60 seconds, and you don't even need to turn on the highlights. Brock Purdy, 3 picks in the first half. C-Mac, his name is all over this game. He did everything that he could on the ground and in the passing game. George Kittle as well. Whenever you watch the 49ers, you already know your main 2 stars, and you're going to get some Jennings in there as well. But your main 2 stars, feed McCaffrey and try to get George Kittle the ball on them play actions, them boots, them rollouts. If anything's deep, it's going to be Juwan Jennings, and it's going to be a little bit of Ricky Pearsall in there. But the only thing that was deep and the only thing that Brock Purdy saw tonight was Panthers and blue and black. That's all he saw was blue and black, like he got knocked out, like he was in the boxing ring. Blue and black. That's all he was throwing to. He was not throwing to his team. He was not throwing to red and gold. He was looking strictly at blue and black. Black and blue. That's all he saw. Now, who really needs to be black and blue is whoever was calling these plays for Carolina tonight. They need to be seeing black and blue. And I'm not talking about seeing Panthers. They need to see black and blue. 6 carries for Rico Dowdle tonight. I'm a Saints fan. And even I know that is a recipe for disaster. And I'm saying I'm a Saints fan because this is a rival. This is a division rival, a team that I'm not supposed to like. But whenever you talk about football, whenever I come up on the screen for y'all and I bring out these podcasts, I have to be realistic. We have to be transparent. I can't, just because the team is a rival, just say they trash to be trash. The best way for the Panthers to win is to give your best player the ball. Yeah, we could talk about Rico not doing much on Dallas, but this not Dallas. This is a new system. It's a new team. Chuba's been out. Chuba's been hurt, and Rico Dowdle has been tearing up the league. He gets 6 carries, 10 total touches. Did y'all want to win? Did y'all really want to win? This is what I be talking about with these big brain play callers and all of these announcers and stuff, and people just talking about how these guys and these coaches and these offensive minded coaches are so smart and so advanced and all. Bro, you're overthinking it. You beat the Falcons. Y'all beat the Falcons where Bryce Young went crazy and put up historical numbers. That's not a real team. That's not a real testament to the NFL. You can't go off of how Bryce Young played so good against the Falcons and then you just forget all about Rico in this game. Y'all lost to the Saints, a terrible football team. Y'all beat the Falcons, a terrible football team. Then y'all go play a decent football team and you forget about your best player. You forget about your best playmaker. You get 3 picks from your defense and you only can put up 3 points. I'm gonna put a play on the screen right here, y'all. This is Bryce Young's interception, his first one. This is all you need to know if you did not see this game right here, because 49ers really just cruised along. The NFL struggled and tried to squeeze some type of highlights in there for the Panthers. They couldn't they probably only got by 60 seconds of highlights in a whole 15-minute video of straight Panthers highlights. They tried their best to muster up some highlights for them, but it was really hard to find some highlights because it wasn't nothing highlighted in this game for the Panthers tonight. You have the ball this close to the end zone. Why are we trying to be too smart and trying to outthink? Your only person that you're outthinking throwing the ball on the 2-yard line is yourself, is your team. Hand that ball off to Rico at least 2 or 3 times and then think about something. Why the first play and first and goal from the 2 are you throwing a pick? You throwing a ball. Like, come on, bro. Y'all beat the Falcons and y'all think y'all are good? We just had Baker Mayfield throw his shoulder out on live TV, on live television. This was y'all's chance to take the lead in the division and hopefully maybe make the playoffs. Man, the NFC South is so bad. Shout out to the 49ers, man. They won. A win is a win. This game didn't live up to the hype. I don't know what type of hype it had. If it had any hype, it didn't live up to it. Brock Purdy looked terrible. Touchdown pass early. 3 picks early. Ever since then, it was just C-Mac, a little bit of George Kittle here and there, and a whole bunch of shitty Panthers. Appreciate everybody who made it to the end of this podcast. A lot of teams didn't show up. A lot of teams looked like, but that don't mean this podcast is. Hit that like button. Appreciate the support.